Devon LARRATT versus Denis CYPLENKOV, the battle of the century, the biggest match that we have ever watched. Everyone was waiting for it. East versus West 10 delivered. Both came in confident in this competition. Both thought they can win this match. Round 1 started with Denis CYPLENKOV barely getting a slip against Devon. Devon got hold of his fingers, his thumb, and he was about to press him down, but then Denis got the slip. Inside the straps, Devon got a good start. Denis CYPLENKOV tried something, but then the side pressure, the pronation from Devon was way too much. He was rocking him back and forth. So he was just pronating out, coming back, pronating out, coming back. I'm not sure if this was a strategy, a part of his plan or not, but that's what Devon did for probably 15 times straight without even taking a breath. That was mostly cardio. What Devon was doing looked like he was doing a workout on a pulley machine or something, like we pin pulley machine on the table. That's what Devon was doing, rocking him back and forth. He tried to press Denis down at once in that first round, didn't work out. Then he tried that motion once again, and then finally rolled out of CYPLENKOV's hand and got the first pin. Devon LARRATT 1 pin to 0. That was an awesome round. It was a good war. CYPLENKOV's hand was getting turned out like this. His arm was getting opened up, but then it was back. Opened up, it was back. So that was the case in the first round. In the second round, this time Devon was on the right side of the table, the bad side of the strap, as we say, but it never got to the straps. Devon just curled him in. He pronated out of his hand. High hook, typical, perfect execution of a hook plus top roll move. And there was nothing that Denis could have done about that. Devon announced that it is over. Even before the match, Devon said that this is going to be a match for Denis that is going to force him to be remembered as a has-been in arm wrestling. I'm going to beat him that bad. And in the third round, and surprisingly, I wanted to mention this thing, Devon always gets the better side of the strap. He's always on the left side of the table in 20 out of 20 matches that you can watch. There is nothing that the coin toss can do about that. So speaking of it, the final round, the third round, this time once again it was very similar to the first round. Denis was constantly doing this. His hand was gone. Denis CYPLENKOV's hand was gone after the first round. It was basically at the mercy of Devon LARRATT. Devon was doing whatever he can. And endurance is such a game. If Devon was slightly stronger, let's say 4-5% stronger than Denis, then even if their endurance is equal, then it is going to look drastically different because Devon's endurance is also at the top of the game. Third round, very similar to the first round. Devon gets the hit. He pronates out, comes back, pronates out, comes back. I will not say that Denis was pulling him back. Denis showed basically no expressions on his face at all. He was like this, just like a robot with a mechanical arm. Zero expression on his face whatsoever, irrespective of him being totally gassed out, totally tired, and losing the match. I was surprised and disappointed at the same time. Denis did not hit the King's move at all. He stood tall on the table, never hit the King's move, never even thought about doing that even once. So Devon got the pin. This time he switched to a press position. He was in that position. He was trying to press CYPLENKOV down, but Denis was basically holding him with a straight arm. Devon was not able to press him down, or maybe it was just a part of his strategy to use different muscle group to recover from that pronation position. And then finally he rolled out of Denis CYPLENKOV's hand. Everyone was celebrating. Devon was hugging Denis CYPLENKOV. They kind of scratched their beef, but then the referee said that it's a restart. And you know why it was a restart? Because Denis switched to a flop press in the third round. When he brought Devon's arm back, he immediately tried to switch to a flop press. It was one of the most terrible moves that you're going to see. Devon hit sideways. It looked like CYPLENKOV's fingers touched the pad. I thought so, and I think Denis also thought so. That's why he stopped pulling after that. He just stood up and he basically tried to pin himself. But Devon held him, and then he smashed his hand to the pad. Exactly the carbon copy of what David Dadikian did to Oleg Zok. Simple copy. It was like an action replay of that. And while doing that, Devon's elbow lifted. So Devon basically pulled him like this, smashed his hand to the elbow pad, and after that Devon hugged it out. He said thanks to Denis or whatever. During the match he did say that you will remember, and he said that in Russian. So he planned it out. He knew what was going to happen. And that's how he achieved this dominant 3-0 victory. As I said, it was a restart, but after the restart, it was same top roll, coming back, top roll, coming back, switching to shoulder press, and then rolling out of the hand. Perfect execution of technique. It looks like a weird strategy or technique. I'm not sure if Devon planned that or that's what he felt he needs to do to win this match, but it was an awesome match. Everyone was on their feet, and people were shouting for Devon. Babkan and only a few other guys, only they were supporting Denis, and everyone else was cheering for Denis CYPLENKOV. And now Babkan is speaking something as we speak. Thanks for watching. Like the video and subscribe. This was a very dominant win from Devon. I hope it's not the end of Denis CYPLENKOV. I hope we see him coming back. I think if he gains like 5% more strength, he can stick that match. Maybe he can try to hit the king's move. Maybe he gets the better side of the buckle in the first round. Well, not against Devon, nobody gets that side, but if he does, maybe he can do something. I hope he sticks to the game. I hope he keeps on pulling. He was that far off, but still not that far off in the first round, if you know what I mean. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.